I got my JCPenney Penncrest 50 box fan back down here in the basement. I want to take the motor apart again and oil it a little bit more thoroughly, and also check to see if the motor is tight and hasn't gotten loose, because what's going on with this thing right now is after it runs all night, the bearing can get a little stiff, and when I turn it off in the morning, it spins down pretty quickly and it makes a little bit of a scraping sound. So what I want to do is sand all the rust and crap off the shaft so I can pull that bearing off completely and oil it more. And then I want to, but before I do any of that, I'm going to see if the motor halves are tight and they didn't get loose or something, because I've had that happen before, where I didn't tighten them enough, and after running it overnight, it got loose and ended up. Sorry about that. It got loose and it ended up binding, and the spin down time was real short. So let's see what happens here. I'll show you right now. It really doesn't have any problems with spin down now. You can see it seems really free, so I'm assuming it is just a problem with lubrication that kind of dries up when the motor gets really hot. Because if the motor halves were loose, then I would expect it to be binding up right now too. Yeah, it's running fine right now. Let's see what we get for our spin down time. Now, there is a chance that the zoom spout oil that I used in this is a little bit too thin for this application, and what'll happen then is, after it runs for a while and the motor's hot, it'll thin out too much and not provide adequate lubrication. So I think this time I'm going to use 3-in-1 oil, which is a 20 weight oil. And it's a little bit thicker than zoom spout. I mean, right now it's just fine. I mean, the spin down time is excellent, but it was not like that when I shut it off in the morning a few days ago. So I'm going to start taking it apart. Alright, the motor was completely tight, so it had nothing to do with anything binding. So I'm going to take that sandpaper and file down this motor shaft so I can take that front off and get the shaft to slide through it. So let me do that real quick. Alright, I had the motor split apart. Took a while to file off everything that needed to be taken off of there for me to get this off, but I did. And put lots of oil on the shaft and in that bearing when I had it off. And I used 3-in-1 this time because it's a little thicker. Hopefully that lasts longer. Alright, motor's all put back together and the blade is on. Start it up again. Seems pretty good. I'll put the grills back on now.